Cool. Awesome. So yeah, guys, as mentioned, you can actually go and get any drink. As you can see, I already went for the wine, so no problem. You can always go and get yours. So look, this is just a pretty open round table. So feel free to stop me to say, hey, I want to add something, because that is actually the point that we are here. We are here to learn, but to add value, and then just to to take something away from here. Welcome for everyone. It's so nice to see faces. If you can turn your video, great, and the chat is for questions and for comments, etc. So let's start. Tell me, guys, are you good at promoting yourself? Let's actually start breaking the ice with this. Are you good? If we actually set a number from 1 to 10, are you good at promoting yourself? Ada, sorry, I need to go with you
As
because you are part. What number?
as a good marketer, I'm
Two.
very good promoting everybody else.
But no, that is actually so true. It's like the hairdressers. They do everything for everyone, but their hair is a mess. um, so what number will you give to yourself?
To myself, I would say I give a 7. Yes.
A 7. Okay. What about you guys? What number do you give it to yourself? Like, are you good at promoting yourself?
I'll jump in and I'll say I'll give myself a 9.5.
Oh, good.
When I was a kid, my mum and dad always told me, Richard, stop showing off, and that really stunted my growth for a while, because that's what I do. I love being in the center of attention. I love being in the middle of the room. I've done stand-up comedy. I really enjoy that kind of. I love that buzz of walking into a room and nobody knows me, and I've got a chance to go and say hi to someone and make a friend. I spoke to someone I've never spoken to before around lunchtime today, and got on really well with them, and it's just really nice. I love doing that kind of stuff. Sometimes I guess I can be a bit of a pain in the arse. You either like me or you don't. And if you don't like me, well, I'm sorry, but if you do, let's have a laugh. So I like being the center of attention. I'm sorry.
That is good. No, but it's good. It's good that you want, because I think all of us, we should be like, get comfortable, comfortable to get the eyes on us and people asking us questions, and yeah, and actually it give me a good always a good boost to go. So yeah, here. Okay, so going back to sharing my screen. Okay, so for today agenda, guys, let's actually just go and and understand the types of sales persona. Then how can you start developing new sales skills, and the important aspects to be taken into account when establishing rapport. So sales persona, I love those. I love the emojis, by the way, but sales hunter, sales farmers, and trappers. And this pretty much, this terminology was totally new, like, to me, like, no, like maybe a few years ago, when actually someone told me, you are a good farmer. And I was like, no, I'm not good. I'm actually a city woman. And then, as like when you translate in your own language, like, no, I don't live in a farm, actually. So it's like, no, but have certain characteristics, and it's just pretty easy. The sales hunter are the one pretty much hunting, going outside, trying to find business opportunity, always just on trying to understand where I can go, where I can close deals, and they are pretty much, as the name, hunters. Okay. And then we have the sales farmers, which are pretty much people like they nurture already customers that you have. So you already have a customer, or you already have a client, or someone already know you, and then the only thing that you do is just pretty much you follow with that person, and like, how can we better, do you like working with us, and etc. And then something actually that came a long time ago was the trappers, and these trappers are the one that they actually leave traps for you actually to get. And I will go further into this, because I think they are extremely interested. But the funny fact is, guys, which one are you? Like, will you consider yourself a farmer, a hunter, a trapper? Because I actually posted this on my LinkedIn profile not a long time ago, asking people, what type of salesperson, what type of sales strategy do you like? And the majority of, the majority of us, even including me, answer farmer. Why would you think that we are more comfortable with the nurturing, with the following up? Um, it was interesting to see the results. So I'm curious to see what type of, sales person do you think that you are? I know Darren is a farmer.
Sure.
He
Yeah.
already told me.
Yeah, I'm a farmer.
Ada, what type of person you are?
William says as a hunter. I think I think I would say a farmer, but I also, I don't know. Yes, I say that I'm a farmer because I love like nurturing, just creating relations. I love doing that. But I also love like leaving trappers around just to see if I catch somebody around, in terms of like putting content everywhere and just
Yeah.
trying to leave as much content as possible so that people can actually find me.
Good. Yeah, no, good. Look, I think something I spoke with some people about why you believe that, or you prefer to be a hunter and then no, sorry, a farmer and not a hunter. And then we actually came to the conclusion based on pretty much 55 people answers that the hunters, they are the ones facing the no all the time, and you really need to have a high level of resilience, because it's like the first stage, like, no, we don't need it, no, we don't have the money, no, we don't want it. So that you don't really want to be in the situation for hearing. And I'm actually curious because William mentioned that he is a hunter. Are you comfortable, William, for like, how is the fun part to be a hunter from you?
Okay. See, I actually do like promoting myself, and although I'm an introvert, once I
Okay.
get into a room, I'll work it from the one side to the other side, and I'll have FaceTime with every person.
Okay.
The whole farming thing, I find that boring, which is weird. So I
Yeah.
shouldn't probably. But yes, I've mailed people 25 times for a meeting,
Amazing.
and I'm quite patient with that, because a lot of the products that I do can take up to 2.5 years, 3 years to sell.
Wow. Okay.
So
Amazing.
and I'll just hammer at it. Like the one COO of the biggest security company here in South Africa, I've been talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
No, October 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I shared an idea and he said, I like this. I think we
Yeah.
should do this. And every 2 weeks I go like, is this the time? Are we going to do it now? Are we going to do it? And we've got through, and I'll just hunt and I'll go everywhere.
That, like for me, that is so impressive, and I take that like for me too, and I will remember like the power of the follow up.
Follow up. Yes.
But it's just like you need to have, like, I have to say and clap to you, you need to have that level of, I will, like, I don't know, like, I just pretty much maybe talking from my heart when when someone says no, 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 no a few times, then you're like, maybe this is not going to happen. But like to keep doing it is just something that, I don't know, I believe it's so powerful.
It's just, I think it's also resilience whenever you know that there is a business there and you see that something happened. I do as well. I don't know if maybe you have a mix of them, but I do also like know that on the follow-up is where the sales come. So I always put it on my calendar just to do it. If they say 3 months, I'll be there in 3 months.
Yes.
Hello. Hi. I'm here
Hello.
again.
I am the one that you said no 3 months ago.
Yes, you remember me. No, well, I'll tell you more. Yes.
No, it's awesome, because the thing is that I was actually talking as well with a sales coach that I'm going to introduce later. It's that he pretty much mentioned you can be amazing and nurturing clients, but the big ones are outside waiting for you. So you need to have a perfect balance between nurturing and then going chasing, especially for many of us that we are, solopreneurs, that perhaps we don't have a sales team working for us. We cannot nurture clients that perhaps we haven't even closed. So we need to have this, like if we need to divide our time, is pretty much like we need to be a hunters and we need to be a trappers as well, and we need to be a farmers. Otherwise, we will be farming clients that we don't really have. And that actually pretty much made me think about how even myself I can develop a new hunter and trapper skills. And the first one that it's you know so important is the prospect. The prospect is the one that, of course, you are contacting clients, you are going, etc. But something so interesting, and maybe for me is something that I need to put more attention, is to really have your own KPIs. And actually make me think when, and it sounds so obvious, but if I actually put it in practice, it's like I don't have my Excel sheet with my numbers, however. And it's actually funny that when I was in the corporate world, you have your KPIs and then you follow your KPIs and you are so structured and then you are so goal orientated. But then when you move to your own business, for some reason we actually just like, well, I don't have any KPIs. And then this sales coach mentioned, like, have your KPIs, have your prospect about the number of hours that you expect. Yeah, you need to actually put a goal of prospecting every day, 1 hour prospecting, whatever you think it's good for you. So have your numbers, number of prospecting hours per week a day, and then number of first time appointments per week, and number of first time appointments that convert to sales opportunities. Because if you have those numbers, then you can actually start measuring where are you good at, where do you need to improve, and what needs to change totally. And i think I know, maybe of course maybe you already have it, but I have been talking with so many people about, like, hey, do you have your own KPIs? Do you know how much time are you spending, like, in prospecting, in new appointments, in following up? And I have to say, from the 55 people that I actually spoke that they are in business, they said, no, I just do what I think I should be doing. And it's so funny how it's like, but if you were working in a company, you will have your KPIs. So it's kind of like, yes, but for some reason we don't bring that. It's kind of like, now I am my own boss and I do my own thing, and we don't actually maybe, you know, chase ourselves. So I would say prospect is the first one that it will help us to develop new skills, to understand if we are actually good at doing something. And then mentioning from yesterday, coming to today, is the get visible and develop a cold calling attitude. And as Richard mentioned, it's so cool to be the one, being in the middle, chasing all the attention, and then comes to the follow up, which is just so important when, when we go to networking events or when we meet someone. The follow up is always fundamental. An email, sending the connection or calling, and then to follow up, to actually see, what are the goals, and then to start building some rapport. How, guys, and I'm going to ask you here, how do you make yourself visible? Because like this, this recording goes to many coaches as well. And then what is your tip for you to be visible? What do you do to be visible? Like for me, it will be social media and participate in networking events. I do, and I have a podcast. That is my way to actually be visible and then start making connections. Do you have a different ways, like yourself, to be visible, that you can, give some tips to us or to people that will see the recording?
Well, I will be also like going, like, I do use two main social networks for business. So on LinkedIn, and it will be posting on prospecting, and on TikTok I will go live. So just to show that like credibility in terms of that, and then networking events as well. That is physically me.
Very good. Ashlyn, what do you do to be visible?
I'm not great at it.
Yeah, that is the reason I'm asking you. How can
What's
you
your
start
plan?
Yeah, what is the plan exactly?
All right, so at the minute I'm posting every day. I have this posting strategy that I'm using, and each day there's a different theme, and I have to try and post something about. I don't plan it as such, because I think if I plan it too much, then I overthink it, and then it doesn't come across. It comes across as salesy, and I don't want to be salesy. I want people to trust me rather than I'm just trying to.
Okay.
But yeah, I think at the minute just being consistent is helping with obviously being visible and trying to talk to more people and stuff like that, really. But
No, like, which is good, to be honest. Like perhaps let's remember, we always start in a point, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to help so many people. So guys, if you want to actually put in the chat how you actually, you are more visible, it will be great for many. And then this is, maybe it will help you for you, Ashlyn, is the three point to start developing new skills is to share your why and clients pain points. And I actually have an example that I love, that is pretty much like, the trap. And I think that is so, it's so interesting how this guy is actually doing their thing. Let me actually just go here. I'm going to share this screen. And did you see? I mean, I am on Instagram. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this guy is pretty much, I think, is based in New Zealand. Is called the Thai sales coach. And then this is an amazing trap. It's like, stop getting ghosted by clients. And all of us, we have been ghosted by clients. So it's an amazing trap. It's like, how can I stop being ghosted by clients? And then goes to the next one and says, are you getting ghosted by clients? Let's see why. And then, of course, you want to understand why. And then goes, well, first, you came across as too salesy and desperate. So, Ashlyn, good point. Good that you are not coming across in that way. Cool. Two, your pitch too soon is too soon instead of connecting. And then third, before knowing exactly what they are looking for, you send them pricing. And then, fourth, it was not the right fit yet to still try to sell to them. And then five, rather than directing the conversation, clients take the lead, which this is just so this is just so common sometimes, that you actually, you want to sell your product, and somehow the client ended up selling their product to you, and like, how this happened. um 6, you didn't know how to respond to their questions. And 7, it wasn't clear what you offer will how your offer will help them. Then he finished saying, did you find this helpful? Hey, I'm Ty, your sales coach. Follow me to never worry about sales again. And then, of course, so this is a very good trap that this person is using. And if you actually go and see the comments, maybe they are very small, but someone is asking, what about when people say yes, send like, you send the invoice and then they ghost, And then he comes back saying, oh, so sorry, I think, yeah, you are right. And then he start promoting, but by the way, I have a surprise for you that is coming soon. I will be in contact to you. Because this, as you can see, it was a trap. These posts make people to start thinking, but what about when you actually do this? Or what about when, so for the ones that we are not good at hunting, we can redirect our energies at trapping, and social media is great for that, to actually start putting some posts, create videos, and create content that pretty much is like, let the person to start thinking. Ada, you have thousands on TikTok. Do you use this strategy?
Yes, the strategy is just posting value content and leaving a question for more, so then people wants to learn more, and that's what the conversation starts. William, tell me.
Something fun, what I found about posting and being available is people remember. And I remember one, it was on a Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock, on a financial show on a national radio station. I spoke. And 2 years later, this woman calls me and says, "Oh, I heard you on the radio the other day." I said, "It's 2 years ago." She says, "Yeah, I remember that program. Anyway, I need you to coach this person." I said, "Yes, you prepaid 20 hours. This is the rate. Cool, where can I pay?" That was it.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so if you post and nothing happens, somebody sees it. You'll be amazed how many people I bump into and go like, "I love your post." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, start reacting, you idiot." That's what my inside voice is saying. The outside one, like, "Thank you." Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I think that is also like, it's all about consistency, like showing up in places, showing up in events, showing up in networking. I think it happened, Andrea and I, we went to a event the other day, like 2 months ago, and I remember I met a videographer, and I was like, "Man, I know you for somewhere, but we have been in COVID like for almost 2 years." And it was just because we met in a different networking event online. And that is just the showing up. So showing up and getting to know, like, so then people just get to know you. And then, like, at least that is the part that it has been working, like with me, and then with like clients as well. Like, how do we do it best? So we show up not in just in one place, but try to do in several places. And yeah.
Totally. Yeah, and that is actually true about this guy. And then we having I actually, Darren, by the way, I had a conversation with someone this week that you guys met. He's in the States, and then you came to the conversation, and you guys spoke 1 year ago, and he totally remember you was like, "Oh yeah, Darren, yeah, of course." And I said like, wow, like people they do remember, like
Yeah.
they actually do remember. And that is just the magic of you, and then we go, of course, to the tips, which is actually the part that one of the tips is be the person who stands out in the room. Be the richer, be the
Be the
richer,
Richard. I was going to say
be the
that.
richer. Hashtag be the richer. It's so good, seriously, because that person, we were having a conversation, and then um this guy is his name is Darren, and he does security for companies. And then for some reason, for somehow, I said like, yeah, I know. So yeah, I know Darren. So like, Darren, the one with the 100 companies project. I was like, yes. And so they do remember. And for some reason, Darren, you stand out in
That
in
does
his,
stand out every time.
yeah,
It's one of them things where I say it and people go, "What?"
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's the reason why I come up with the idea of just saying, actually, I want to buy 100 businesses, because it makes people think. And if that is the one thing that sticks in his mind, that's brilliant. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted it to do.
Yes. So yes, it's true, and I proved that. Well, you proved that with with the guys, like the guy. It was not your name. It was the guy with 100 companies project. It's like, yes, that one. So it was so good. And Ada, well, Ada and myself, we are in the in the coaching industry and help coaches to actually scale. And myself, I always, when I said, what do you do, I said, I help you to be the Ferrari within your industry. And that always is like, what do you mean? I want to be the Ferrari of my industry, so it's so funny actually to have that this catchy wording that people, they will remember you. So for me, guys, my tips that they have been working for me, and if it works, if at some point they can work for you, is create your own KPIs. It has been challenging because pretty much you put yourself in the mirror, and then you actually say like, how many hours I'm actually doing prospecting, how many hours I'm putting the effort to chat with people and to have appointments, and then you know be the person who stand out in the room, and then leave traps everywhere. If you go to networking, let put it there, maybe with a catchy title, and or when you are in your social media, do it, etc. So those are the tips. And yeah, pretty much always finishing this telling you, and this is something that someone told me, and it has been super helpful, that an important aspect to be taken into account when establishing rapport is the first, stop being afraid of cold calling. And that, because no matter how good you get, you can always get better, and that is the exciting part. And I just spoke with many people this week, as I said, about what is the fear about prospecting, and then they mentioned it's just so challenging to go and speak with some person that they tell you, we don't need you, we are great. And then I said, well, however, if you put in your mind, it's not, you don't need me because you are bad, you need me because you can always be better. So regardless how good you are, or regardless how good the person you think, the company is doing or the person is doing, they can always be better. And I think it's a different perspective to see prospecting or selling yourself. Is perhaps it's difficult, because maybe the person doesn't let the guard down and they said, I am amazing, I am fantastic. But keep in your mind, but you know what, but you can be better. And the reason that you can be better is because I have something that I can help you to be better. So yeah, no matter how good we are, etc., we can always be better. And then guys, the last but not
But
least,
not least.
Liz, you know that Ada and myself, we always offer a strategy session for the person that they come over and they watch that recording. They watch the recording. So if you want to start, putting yourself outside, start promoting yourself, and build a smashing, and to be the Ferrari within your industry and create a amazing marketing strategy, you can always book your session with us, where we will discuss your actual strategy and see if it's working or how it can be better. Remember what I said, can always be better. Second, what do you want to achieve in the next 12 months? And the third, how can we do it? Because it's always a way to do it. So Ada is going to just leave the link here. And yes, guys, now is the Q&A. Now is the fun part when everyone tell amazing tips.
Amazing stories about sales.
And the stories about sales. And yeah, very much. Thank you. I give you the microphone to anyone that
Yes.
wants to add something.
For challenges, so what is the biggest challenge on sales?
If I may,
Uh-huh.
one thing that I found really works well is to let go of outcomes. The reason why we fear being rejected is an outcome. And I learned that having to date again in my 50s now. Now that I'm 50, I'm dating again.
Oh.
And the fun thing is, most guys, they will see a woman and go like, and you know what he's thinking. We're old enough to know. And then they have an outcome, and then they get nervous and everything else. Now, just see a person for whom they are and just talk. I talk to people in the shop for 40 minutes and I just met them. I'm like, cool. And then I know, oh, which this, know everything. And the same day I started applying to clients. And it's the coolest conversations that you can get then into, and you learn interesting new things. So let go of an outcome and see where it goes. Because if the person fits the industry, if you're in the right environment, you really don't have to fight for an outcome. You are talking to the right person. Okay. And that works. So in my coaching business, it's simple. I work only with men who have kids, preferably married, and in business for 3 years or longer. And my brand promise is simple. I help you get your life, your wife, and your profits back. And it works.
Pretty good.
So like, yeah, I need that.
Love
My wife's angry at me. And the thing is, if you could see those guys in any networking event, you go and talk. How you doing? Look a bit tired. And then the conversation starts. Yeah, this went tits up and this is wrong. And you're like, well, okay, cool. Let's talk about this. So just let go of expect or outcomes. Let the outcomes go and see where it leads.
So it's kind of like a going to the room with no expectations, just to let the person to.
I wouldn't say expectations, outcomes. There's a difference between an expectation and an outcome. An outcome is, I need this sale. I want to get this order. I need to get a meeting. Because then you're projecting your stresses onto that person and the conversation.
Totally.
So if Andrea and I, imagine we just start talking. I don't know you from a bar of soap, but I love the color of your lipstick. What made you choose that?
I want to be presentable for the audience.
Oh, very well. So that's quite important to you. See, and there the conversation goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. And actually remind me a meme that I put on LinkedIn the other day about like, I don't know who you are, but I need to hit my sales target. And I think that is actually the problem, when you actually go
Exactly.
to someone, then it's like, please buy me, buy me, buy me. And then of course you actually bet. So thank you. Thank you so much, William, seriously, for sharing that.
No, because if you look at any relationship, personal relationship that you have, look at the fights, you're projecting the outcomes that you demand of the other person onto them, and they're oblivious of the outcomes that you want, because, and then, and the same happens in a business relationship. When you project your needs onto that person, they're like, not my problem.
Totally. Taking all the notes. I'm glad that this is going to be recorded because everyone's going to take
Yes.
so many advantage of that. I'm very aware of the time, guys. So it's anyone else that want to actually share something before we said adios?
Can I jump in with two
course.
ideas? Two ideas.
Absolutely.
When I was not working for myself and I was working for other people and running sales teams, the big thing was the cold calling and the no's and the rejections. So what we did was say, every time, once you get to 100 no's, we're going to give you a £500 bonus. So do that for yourself and actually go, I'm going to take the afternoon off. If I ring up 50 people and they say no, I'm going to go and play golf or whatever it is. Reward yourself, because then that turns the negative into a positive. So that's always good. And the other thing I really like doing when I can actually see and know what I'm doing is I like to go fishing. And the reason I like to go fishing is because the best fish I've ever landed weighed 23 pounds. And I've got an awful lot of equipment in the garage, which drives my wife nuts. And I've spent a fortune on it. But every time I go out fishing, and every time I cast out, I think I'm going to break that record. And that's selling. It's the chance to, you're going to beat your pencil best. And when they actually finally nail the lid down and they stick me in the ground, I'm going to be cremated, but that's another thing. But when I finally wave goodbye, that'll be the last time. And I hope the day before I die, I'm still standing on the river, hoping that I'm going to beat my record. So those are the two tips.
Richard, thank you so much for sharing, especially the first one. Like, reward yourself for 100 no's or 50 no's.
Yeah.
It's so driven, because now you are not just chasing the yes. Now you are actually chasing the
In
no.
the nose. Yeah.
That is so good. Seriously, thank you. I'm putting that into my KPIs tomorrow. Starting seriously, that is so good. That is so good. Thank you. And I hope actually at some point you actually break that record. 25 kilo for a new
Thank
fish.
you. 25 pounds, not 25 kilos.
Pounds. Oh,
25 kilos would be good. That would be really good. That's a shark. That's a shark. That'd be good.
I will. That is awesome. Well, thank you. Darren, anything before we go?
No, just to repeat what William and Richard said, that what I found with dating and with business is not to chase the yes. Because when dating, I met my partner when I gave up. I was like, no, sod it. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to go out and have fun. And it does work, because it's like, actually, I wasn't looking for a partner. I wasn't looking to find a relationship. I was just actually, I give up. I'm just going to connect and say hello. I changed my profile to what I thought, rather than actually trying to sell myself. It was just, well, this is who I am. If you want to connect, connect. and I met her. It's the same with business. If you keep chasing people, it comes across as you chasing. And that, you know yourself, whether male or female, if you're in a bar and somebody comes up to you, can I buy you a drink? Can I buy you a drink? Can I buy you a drink? Can I buy you a
You're
drink?
like,
Can I buy...
"Stop."
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to be interested in that person. But if somebody walks past you, you buy me a drink today. What? If I went up to you in a bar and it's like, you're going to buy me a drink? You might not buy me a drink, but you're going to talk to me.
Yeah, you want the attention. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
what
you're like, it's different, and it's not necessarily you're chasing attention. It's, well, actually, it's a refreshing change from the idiot going up to you and saying, "Can I buy you a drink? Can I buy you a drink?" It's something that's going to stand out and make people remember you.
Mm.
And it's not about always chasing that yes all the time. If you chase the no, and you do it fast, you can also get through to the yeses faster, because when you work out that actually somebody isn't going to be buying your product, and they're definitely not a prospect, get rid of them. Yeah, if that person's never going to buy your product, if they're not in the right marketplace, if they're not going to buy your service, why keep going back and going back? It might not ever get to that point. Keep them as a prospect. Keep them on the cold list. Keep them on the list where, you know, if you're bored one day and you need the extra no to get your cream cake or your golf session, phone them up then, because you're going to get the extra no's. But don't keep chasing something that's going to not be there.
Totally. No, thank you so much. And Ashley and Mary, did you take notes? It's so good, seriously, because like you guys, you are a pretty pro in this. So taking notes from, you know, from everyone is always so good. So it would be great if we actually put the no KPI in place, and then stop being salesy, and then we can actually meet in a month to actually see how that KPI is going, you know. So let's actually surprise, and just for everyone, you know, to know that we can always be better. So when we go to the room, and then you girls try to, you know, sell yourself, or, you know, even you guys, like, they can always be better. And, you know, I can be that person that make them better. So cool, guys. So thank you very much for coming, and let's see you next Wednesday.
Yep. See you later.
A lovely
Okay.
week.
Thank
Say
you very much.
bye.
Thank
Get
you.
the
Thank you.
picture.
Bye.
Bye.